Why November symbolizes love and romance in the British royal family. Forget February. November is the month of love for at least 4 couples in one of the world's most famous families. Some might consider February the month of love, but when it comes to the British royal family, it turns out November is pretty romantic. In addition to being the month that both Prince William and Kate Middleton and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle announced their respective engagements, the former on November 16, 2010, and the latter on November 27, 2017, it is also the month that both Queen Elizabeth and Princess Anne married. Back when she was still Princess Elizabeth, the royal married Prince Philip on November 20, 1947, and the Princess Royal married her first husband, Captain Mark Phillips, on November 14, 1973, which also happened to be her older brother Prince Charles's 25th birthday. Princess Elizabeth wore a Norman Hartnell design that took roughly 350 seamstresses just 7 weeks to create. The gown was made of duchesse satin and featured a 15-foot silk tulle train and a bodice with 10,000 seed pearl and diamante crystals. Hartnell later called the creation the most beautiful dress he'd ever made. Atop the future queen's head was the Queen Mary fringe tiara, which doubled as her something borrowed from her grandmother, Mary of Teck. After being created in 1893, 54 years later, it snapped on the princess's wedding day. "We stuck it all together again, but I was rather alarmed," the Queen later said. She was a knockout, Lady Pamela Hicks, who was one of the princess's attendants, later told People. And, of course, Philip was every girl's dream Viking prince. Elizabeth really was radiant, with her diamond tiara on top, Hicks added. And she was very much in love. 26 years later, the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh's only daughter, Princess Anne, married at Westminster Abbey, just like her parents did, on November 14, 1973. The Princess Royal wore a Tudor-style gown complete with a high neckline and statement sleeves made by Maureen Baker of the London-based brand Susan Small, and added a full-length veil and, in a sentimental touch, the same tiara her mother had worn on her wedding day, the Queen Mary fringe tiara. And her first husband later divorced in 1992, the same year the Princess Royal married her second husband, Vice Admiral Sir Timothy Lawrence. After getting engaged in Kenya in October 2010, William and Kate formally announced their engagement with a photo call and a sit-down interview at St. James's Palace on November 16 of that same year. William proposed with the iconic sapphire and diamond engagement ring of his late mother, Princess Diana, who died in 1997 when William was only 15 years old. To match her new ring, Kate wore a sapphire Issa wrap dress, which immediately sold out. "When I first met Kate, I knew there was something very special about her," William said in their engagement interview. "I knew there was possibly something that I wanted to explore there. But we ended up being friends for a while, and that was a good foundation." The two had met in 2001 as first-year students at the University of St. Andrews and had been friends and later roommates before beginning a romantic relationship. They'd known each other for nearly a decade by the time William popped the question. Despite all of the time that had elapsed, Kate said she really didn't expect it at all when William got down on one knee. "I thought he might have maybe thought about it, but no," Kate said of whether she anticipated his proposal. "It was a total shock when it came, and I was very excited." The proposal itself was very romantic, she said, adding with a laugh, "There's a true romantic in there." Almost exactly 7 years later, Harry and Meghan chose to announce their engagement with a photo call at Kensington Palace's Sunken Gardens, one of Diana's favorite places. Like William, Harry also honored Diana through Meghan's engagement ring, featuring 2 diamonds from her collection on either side of a larger center stone sourced from Botswana, where the couple initially fell in love in the summer of 2016. Like Kate before her, Meghan's engagement outfit caused a massive uptick in sales for Line the Label, whose ivory coat Meghan wore over an emerald green dress from the Italian label Parache. Line the Label's website crashed immediately after it was revealed they designed the coat. "So, the fact that I fell in love with Meghan so incredibly quickly was a sort of confirmation to me that everything, all the stars were aligned," Harry said. "Everything was just perfect. It was this beautiful woman just sort of that. She tripped and fell into my life. I fell into her life."